The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hump day! You're looking at a soggy, wet, and cold. I had y'all there till I got to cold, huh? Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is 55 degrees and raining. The high is 57, the low is 48.
In the back is Chris Bean. That's Nate Newton. This is Kurt 3 Pump Daniels. This is Shannon Gross. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille people.
Feel.
And let me tell you, I have a new meaning today about feel.
Oh, here we go.
When we speak.
Each and every day.
Each and every day.
Brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its
Wing.
I got distracted because I was looking for the live reads and the whole pile's over there by Kurt. So.
Okay, so listen up. Before we even get the show started. When I come into the building, I've taken the Nate Newton approach. I use my privilege, my black privilege, and I go down and I get me something to eat.
I don't know if that's black privilege.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
player
just
privilege.
player privilege.
Privilege.
All right. Well, the NFL's 80% African American. I use my black
Is
privilege.
that a factual stat? Do we know that?
Yeah, that's factual.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Look
like
that up,
it's like
Kurt.
78%.
That's an interesting stat. Look
It's
that
like
up.
78%.
Okay.
Like 80% African American. And I went down and get something to eat, and I go in the back in the studio with Chris and Josh and Jazz is back there, and I kind of scarf some food down before we get on the show. Sometimes I eat the food on the show.
As like today.
Like today. As I'm in the back, I'm eating my food. In walks our captain, Shannon Gross.
Yes, he did.
And he's talking to Chris, and they shake hands. And Chris says some of the Chris says some stuff, but this caught me off guard. And he's like, "Man, your hands are so soft. Like you have like the softest hands in the world." And I'm like, "Wow, whoa."
And I said, I wish you could put your hands
Yes,
on
I
me.
wish you could I wish you could put your hands on me. And
God,
of
what were y'all
course,
doing back there?
Exactly.
And Jesse was like, "Oh my god!"
Show up early.
Oh my god!
So I'm like mid biting to my lunch. I like stop, like, whoa. I look up, and he's like, Chris is looking back at me like, did I say something crazy? And I'm like, that's wild. He said, "Oh, so you haven't felt Shannon's hands?" I'm like, no. Like, why would I want to feel his hands? He goes, has the softest hands in the world. And he puts his hand out, and I touch his hand. Oh my God. Shannon Gross had there's no wrinkles, there's no calluses. It is soft.
It is
and
like
supple,
a baby's bottom.
like a lady.
Yeah.
He has some of the softest. I know this is weird, but please, Nate, you're sitting the closest, and that's your boy.
You don't want to be part of this conversation.
No, Nate, listen to me. Listen to me. Shake his hand. I'm asking you to shake his hand. You're not gonna shake his hand?
Kurt will do it.
I ain't finna fall
shake
under
his
this
hand.
spell.
Kurt, please.
That's where bad things start happening.
Kurt.
Where you no sir.
Kurt, please. You my boy.
I'm probably half shaking his hand.
Kurt's got some soft
got
hands.
some
Well, I just put on some
soft-
lotion before I came
And then
down.
he goes, I work out. I don't put lotion on them. I don't moisturize them. That's just how they are. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's weird.
I'm in agreement with Chris. I was like, I would like your hands to be on someone else that was touching my body.
I want your hands on
Somebody else of the opposite sex touching my body. Oh my God! You what? Bro,
I don't know, man. I've always had it, and when I shake people's hands, sometimes they'll
like if I
They'll
see,
Stay on it for a while.
then you got some soft hands.
if we did the
Damn, got
blindfold
my hand
test,
back.
I'm telling you, if we did the blindfold test, you'd be like, is this a man or is this a woman? 100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
They warm, Jesse? Are they cold? Or
Soft
they
and
just
supple and warm like a lady.
Nate's like, I don't want to.
Come on, Nate. Just come on, Nate. Come on, Nate.
Los Angeles Chargers?
No, Nate. Just do it.
Come on, Nate.
Come on,
Los
Nate.
Angeles
Look,
Chargers.
Peer pressure. Let's go.
Nate, because you got those big.
Oh,
What's your color don't
like
tackle
gloves.
well.
Yeah,
Cincinnati don't tackle well.
No, they don't.
They don't.
If they had Shanahan,
They run
would-
a base 4-3 defense.
I know what they run. I watch
Yeah.
film.
I'm just trying to tell my boys.
Yeah,
what they
but
run,
just
man.
shake your
I'm just
boy's
trying
hands.
to tell them.
Please.
Nah, he ain't my boy no more. He your
not
boy.
your boy?
He your boy. Yeah,
Because he got
that
soft
big
hands?
black man. You his big black man. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, he put them hands on a big black man. They gonna stay around for a little while.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God! After 4 or 5, and then it didn't help with raising his kid, and even though he don't use lotion, raising his kid and
Bro, he has
Getting the
changing your
lotion.
kid,
Bro,
yeah.
it's crazy. That's,
Wow.
I had these
That's
hands.
insane.
Boy,
My
if I
hands
was
are
his
soft.
kid, I get in trouble all the time. So he put his hands on me.
Even though he argued with his mom all the time, he's a mama's boy. So even though he argued with her all the time,
all the time. But yeah, I don't know, man.
that's
my whole
wild,
life.
bro. That's
you
wild.
mean moving from trailer to trailer and moving all that stuff didn't get your hands
Bro,
right?
he don't
All
have a callus
all
on there.
17 times.
Come on, Nate.
No
Like,
I'm
calluses.
just saying so bad to be
but just-
right.
Just shake hands.
Just shake his hand, please. I'm asking you to shake his hand.
That Justin Herbert looks better. He looks much better up under the.
That's okay. We'll get him one day.
We'll get him one day.
We'll get him one.
Yeah.
But man, that's if you guys are running the Shannon.
That's crazy.
Now you know what?
crazy.
I'm glad I don't travel with the team. I'm not on game days anymore because that would be the new bit.
You
Come here,
look
Shannon,
like
let
a-
me shake your hand.
Hey,
Come here, Shannon,
you
let
look
me
like
feel
a
them hands.
politician. You look like a politician
I would.
walking into the hotel.
Man.
So I don't know. I had it when I was my pediatrician when I was young. He had the softest hands I'd ever felt, and I always would remember he'd shake my hand when I was a little kid, and I'd be like, "Man, that man's got some nice hands." So I guess that's the
You got him.
effect.
You got him, buddy.
Maybe they rubbed off on me.
You got him, buddy.
I don't know. Well, thanks, Jesse.
Yeah,
Has these guys ever
take
tackled
that as a
somebody
compliment.
1-on-1? Has Cincinnati?
Are they that bad? Is their defense that bad? Tell us what you're seeing, Nate. Welcome to the show. Tell us what's going on over there.
They got soft hands too, because evidently they can't hold on to nothing. Yeah. Wow.
So what are Cowboys offense today? Bengals defense, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So I guess
The first question, Jesse, how many points do we need to score to beat
my
this
goodness.
Man, you're gonna have to at least 28.
team? At least.
At
okay.
least.
At least that's the minimum,
That's
right?
basement floor.
And that's if your
30 plus.
that's if your defense plays really good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, okay,
28 is
okay.
gonna have to be like you start the clock at 28.
Do you
Start the clock at
do
28.
you think we can score 28 points at home? I think they can.
Have we scored 28 points? No, we had the Washington game. How many times have we scored? Kurt, how many times have we?
28 points.
How many times have we scored 30 points
Or more?
this season?
At
30 or
home?
more in general.
Our highest, we had 34 against Commanders, 27 last week against the Giants.
33 against Cleveland.
33.
Wow. 34 is the highest.
So 34 is the highest.
And it's amazing when you go on these losing streaks, how you forget that you have scored more than 24
I would've
points.
I'd have said none.
Yeah.
I'd have been like zero
Yeah.
times this year.
Wow.
I forgot Cleveland even happened.
So you right?
I did.
You know, think about how different these two teams are from that first game of the year. Deshaun Watson's out. Jameis Winston's playing. Dak's out. Cooper Rush is in. We drove off the cliff, after that game. Like, crazy how and that was what? How many weeks ago was that?
10, 11?
10, 11 weeks ago?
It's amazing
We're
how
week 14 now.
Trey Lance was the biggest. It was on every poster going down the tollway. Now he's on no posters.
Trey Lance?
Yeah.
Was on posters?
Oh, yeah, it was on posters. I mean, every time I turned on the radio going out, that's my poster, the radio.
Oh, okay.
Trey
you
Lance,
meant
Trey
physical
Lance,
posters.
Trey
Oh,
Lance.
you mean talking about him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant physically. I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
it is on every poster, bro. Now, nobody brings up Trey Lance.
Speaking of quarterbacks, since we are going down that road, before we talk about the game, Dak, there was something out there on X where he talked to somebody and he was on a video call or something.
we can say it. Let's reference it. Let's reference the young lady.
Yeah, who was it? I don't even know the original.
Jory Epstein.
Was it Jory?
Yeah,
I thought he was on a video call.
No.
with
He
somebody
was with
else.
Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports.
Okay, yeah,
That's
love Jory.
that's a man, right?
That's a
No,
woman.
it's a lady.
So what is her name?
Jory. J-O-R-I.
Okay, because I thought you were saying jury. I'm like,
No, Jory.
Okay.
Jory.
She used to frequent the halls here all the time. Is she still coming through here?
Yeah, I think she's still
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
She used to be part of the Cowboys beat media, I guess,
Yeah.
around here until she got the big time and went national. So the video was
Once again, the Cowboys have made another.
was basically Dak saying, true, was basically Dak saying, ringing endorsement for Mike McCarthy.
Michael from Pittsburgh.
Right? In which Dak is like you said, Jesse, I sent it out in the group text and you were spot on. Like, he's endorsed everybody. He's the most corporate guy in the world. Nick agrees with you. He even said that on his bit this morning on the Fan. Like, Dak is, he's that guy. He's going to be behind whoever's there. But there was one thing that he said in there that I kind of questioned y'all, and thanks for ignoring me and ghosting me and crickets after I sent it. But he had one little bit in there where he asked, what exactly was it?
Yeah, you said, was that should I say it? Was that a subliminal shot at Jerry? More influence on his terms. That was a quote that Dak used about Mike McCarthy, about bringing him back and allowing him to have more influence on his terms.
And then Nick had a great point on the Fan this morning. He said, I don't know how it could be on any more terms than it is for McCarthy, because he's taken over play calling. He's offensive coordinator. He's done this. So in my mind, I was going down is he not having enough input on
players
things off the field? Right. Players and things like that. And getting the guys that he wants. So,
players.
Okay. So we know how Nate feels about it.
I mean, his tenure started off with him being neutered. Because when he took the job, no, hear me out.
But you just hit that so hard you hit that in the wrong spot.
You know what I mean? He got clipped early on. He took the job and they said,
put it a different way.
Yeah,
right?
for real.
I said neutered.
Circumcise that mosquito, but he chopped him off instead of circumcising.
They did. You took the job, and on day one, you came in with all your credentials, right? Winning coach, Super Bowl, da 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 da. And the day you took the job, Jerry Jones said, and he's going to be your offensive coordinator, and he's going to call the plays.
And we're not going to mess with him at all.
Day one.
Yeah.
Now, was that a level of, I guess when you're coming from a place of desperation, of I want to coach, I want a job, I want to be back in the league, I don't want to be in this barn anymore in Green Bay, I don't want to keep inviting coaches, my wife keeps adding more and more and more to this honey-do list, I got to get the heck out of here. I'll take whatever you give me. So you had to deal with 2 years? You did 2 years of Kellen Moore being your offensive play caller, being your offensive coordinator, some of the play designing, having full out autonomy what he's going to call on game day. Then you finally, Kellen Moore goes away and you kind of finally get a chance to do it. You go 12-5, your quarterback arguably has one of his best seasons, right? Second in MVP voting. And then you come into this year and you clip me again because you don't give me anything to work with. You basically tell me, make it work. You want a job here? Make this roster work. We give away, 8 guys, 7, 8 starters go away. You give me a project to work with at left tackle. I got Zach Martin, who was on the last leg. Steele is still not a player. You don't give me a second big-time wide receiver.
Can I get a running back?
You make me, again, now, this is the part where, Dak, you're not absolved of this, because when Jerry brought up Zeke Elliott, I for sure know that Dak was like, sure, bring my boy back. Dak wasn't opposing Zeke Elliott come back. But talk about being clipped again. You didn't want Zeke Elliott. It was forced upon you. Now you have to decide, how do I make this thing work between the guy that I actually want to play and I actually want to give the bulk of the carries to the guy now that I have to placate with you about playing and starting and sharing carries. And that was part of the reason why the run game didn't get fully going on the air. So when Dak says under his own terms, I'm sure he means, do I get to get players in here? Mm-hmm. And on top of all of that, no one could have anticipated
the injuries.
Mm-hmm. Sam Williams, Dak Prescott, everybody. You name it. Tank.
Micah.
Nobody could have anticipated like the injury bug would hit that hard.
Is this the most injury-plagued season they've ever had? When you just think about to the
snake bite?
The depth.
No.
Well, you got so many names. Well, that ain't fair. Man. Wow.
But I mean, if you think about how deep you had to go at cornerback And then that guy got hurt, right? And then defensive line, they've had injuries. I mean, hell, every time you drank the water at Valley Ranch, somebody pulled a hamstring, but this many positions this deep. So question for you, Jesse, on that. Would there have been anything wrong with them saying, Dak is the corporate guy, right? He's going to always back whoever's in here. Would it have caused a stir, or would it have been, controversial if Dak would have just been like, hey, I stay out of those decisions. That's something they got to evaluate at the end of the year. I'm just here to play football. He could have said that, right?
Right.
So by him saying this, he wants Mike back, right? Or is he just being a team leader and going, I'm supporting my coach while he's here?
So I'm always going to be 100% player, right? That's just who I am. I'm always going to support and be about player.
Unless you become a coach.
I'm still going to be about player.
Okay.
'Cause that's who I am at the core.
Okay. The machine.
The machine. No, I'm not a machine. I'm not. That is spirit. I will not let back in my body. I am a human. I have feelings. I hurt. I cry. I'm emotional.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
Take you down therapy level.
But what I fight against when it comes to the player, I don't think players should always have input in things, because the player is always going to Dak saying bring back Mike McCarthy, to me, is somewhat selfish. I don't think that Dak is really worried about or looking at the entire group. I think what Dak is looking at is, man, I'm going into year 10, 11. I don't want another offensive system.
I don't want to learn something new.
Come on, dude. I am stuck in my ways. I know this system. I ain't trying to learn. Because every coach is going to, hey, I want you to look at it this way. Hey, I want you to do these steps. Hey, your look should be here. Your drop should be here. You should throw it like this. Every coach will come in and will have their own philosophy on how you should play that position. And in year 10, Nate's a guy who's just stuck in his ways at this point in time in his life. And Miss Michelle, she knows that. He ain't trying to find nobody new that he got to reteach
for real
all these things about how he you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to learn that again. I ain't trying to. So Dak is like, hey, yeah, bring him back another time, because what's best for me is if he comes back. I don't have to relearn this. I don't have to hear another voice. I don't have to change my mechanics. I don't have to look at things differently now. I don't have to learn another person. That person has to learn me. All those things for him is saying, here's what works best for me. And probably in return, you're thinking to yourself, well, if it works best for me, and I'm the guy who really is the key centerpiece of what this team is, this offense is, then in return, it'll work best for everybody else. But I don't know if Mike is the right guy for the defense, because when you bring back Mike.
Which Mike?
From Pittsburgh, you bring back everything associated with him. You bring back Mike Solari. You bring back Luna Wells. You bring back Prince. You bring back Zim. You bring back Al Harris. You bring back this person, that person, this person, Greg Ellis, da-da-da-da-da. Or you clip him again, and you say, well, you could be the head coach. But he can't stay, and he can't stay, and he can't stay. So again, you get neutered again because you don't get a
Mike
chance.
may be running in there saying he can't stay. He can't. Mike may be running in there saying
he might.
He know what I'm saying?
But then again, that's on his terms.
Right.
But don't tell me I have to keep everybody around here. Don't tell me I got to keep Mike Zimmer if I don't want Mike Zimmer.
Right.
Let me have full control over everything that
and
goes.
I'm 100% with you
in football operations, as far as coaching staff and stuff like that. And by the way, go get me some damn players.
What's the shortest contract extension that, I know we got to take a break, shortest contract extension for a coach that makes sense? You wouldn't do a 1-year deal, right?
If I'm a coach, you're not giving me nothing less than 4 years.
Even if you've had,
you're not giving me
a
nothing less
contract?
Because you know why? The more years, the more my contract's guaranteed as a coach. So I'm not letting you give me 2 years and cheat me. Now give me the whole 4. I'm gonna get $20+ million. And if you decide that at some point in time in this whole thing that
just pay me and I'll go away.
This ain't what you want no more, cool. I'm out. I'm still gonna be able to, I'm a double dip. So I ain't gonna take 2 and have less money. 4 is the rule.
Does anybody do 2? or 3?
I haven't seen anybody
Look
do
that up,
2 or
Kurt,
3.
in the break. I don't know how you'd look that up. See if you can find that. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we will talk some Cowboys versus Bengals. Cowboys offense versus
already
Bengals
told you.
defense. Are you
There ain't
done?
much more you can tell.
That's
That's
it?
it. Yeah, the Bengals
All right,
threw,
we'll
man,
talk more-
defensively.
We'll talk about more nonsense on
yeah.
Hanging with the Boys in the second
Good looking
segment.
sandwich, Jack.
Be right back.
Oh, man, that look right.
See what I'm saying?
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment, Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com.
Blockchain.
Thank you, blockchain.com. Kurt,
Yeah.
swing by to your local 7-Eleven and grab your favorite item from the roller grill. Then enjoy a big gulp for just 89 cents. Valid at participating stores. Fill up and get game day ready. Wonder who won that experience. We should have had him on the show since we had to read that. Not had to. We had the pleasure of reading that live read. I got to read that live read.
There you go.
Need to choose my words more carefully.
Just quickly, we were just on the Mike McCarthy thing. Clarence Hill Jr. from DLLS Cowboys. He just tweeted out, Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy said he has had the most input he has ever had as a head coach in Dallas compared to Green Bay. He is not sure what Dak meant by needing more influence on his terms.
Huh.
He know.
See, Dak has been like, man, that's above my pay grade.
Can I ask you a follow-up question to what
No,
you're talking
Kurt,
about?
there are no follow-up questions, and you've already reached your word limit for the show with 8. So, how you feel, by the way? You better?
Yeah, getting better.
You back to 3 pumps, or you still at 2, 2.5?
2.5.
Okay. Yeah, we getting there.
So you said that like players don't need to have a say or whatever, or always have to have a say in what's going on.
This ain't basketball.
Is there a time when they should have a say, when they should step up and kind of say, okay, we need to do this or that? Or
I think locker room stuff, like there's, when you're dealing with, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you will. There was a story, remember, wasn't there a Troy Aikman story back in the day where he wanted a tight end or somebody wanted a tight end? And he
Big
worked
LaFleur.
He worked him out.
Big LaFleur.
And
LSU.
What did Troy say?
Troy liked him. Troy wanted him.
Yeah.
And they
he
got
thought it was
it.
like the next
Right.
like Jay Novacek
Yeah.
type player.
And he was what?
He was a
He was
bust.
butt.
He was a bust.
He was butt, right?
Yeah.
So
Booty juice.
booty juice, gooch juice.
Oh, jeez.
And so again, like
I didn't say that, LaFleur.
like
I didn't either.
like Troy said it. I didn't say it. I'm repeating what Troy said. But you look at a guy like Troy. Troy wasn't thinking about the good of the group.
The good of the gooch.
The gooch.
The good of the gooch.
I was going to say what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Right.
But Troy wasn't thinking about the good of the group. Troy was thinking about what target that I needed. How does it fit for me? And Troy doesn't look at a guy and what the attributes are and all the other things. And, Troy wasn't busting down college tape and saying that this is what it looks like and how this was. He wasn't doing all that. But he had influence. And they trusted his influence, and it backfired. Right. So I just think for players, if they have an input, like Dak, 100% should have an influence and an input in what we do offensively every single week. I think he have an influence on that. Hey, what plays do you like? Hey, when we get to the red zone, what do you feel good with?
What are you comfortable running?
What are you comfortable running? You know what I'm saying? Like that part, hey, did you see anything this week when you were watching film that you want to incorporate into the game plan? You want to run more. You want to do this more. You want to throw here. You know what I mean? But
the personnel stuff.
Yeah, I don't want Dak telling me, "Hey, go get that wide receiver from Abilene Christian." No offense, Abilene Christian. Nah, because
what about because this is kind of getting into the gray area. That what if they, let's just say over there, Chris Hall and Will and all those guys, and they've got a list of receivers and go, hey, we kind of group these guys about the same. Is there any one of these guys that fits with stay out of that too? Or do they even do that?
If Will McClay is doing that, fire him.
Fire them.
And I love Will McClay. That's my dog.
Quickly fire him.
That's my dog. You got to go. If you're telling me, what the hell am I paying you for then?
Yeah.
Like, no. I pay you the big money for you to decipher that. He throwing the ball. He throwing the ball. That's all I need to worry about.
So keep that separate. Like church and state. Keep that
separate, man. Okay. Keep your hands out of my hands. Keep that separate. Don't touch me no more.
Kurt?
Yes, sir.
You got any other follow-ups?
No, that was good. I like that.
You can go upstairs. You beat your limit for the day.
Okay.
You're done. I'm kidding.
Kick back.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a total joke. All right. What are we looking at as far as, it seems weird that we have, because we've kind of avoided it up until this point, but I guess we have to have some Cooper Rush talk, right? Since he's going to be our quarterback until the end of the year. Okay. How about CeeDee Lamb?
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we can talk about Cooper Rush in a minute, but CeeDee, if he's still banged up, obviously you're trying to win games, right? But you're trying to, I guess, not damage folks and get them through the season.
Got to play.
What if he's too banged up to play?
Then you don't play him because he's banged up. He can't make it. If he's hurt to the point where he can't play, he can't play.
And then what? Cooks is your number one. Mm-hmm. Do you target him like a number one, or would you see more, I guess, spread the wealth type stuff because you don't truly have a true number one?
Yeah, I think you spread the wealth.
I agree.
So everybody else gets more opportunities?
Yeah.
Run your routes. Tell everybody to make sure you're running your routes.
Right. And if for CeeDee's sake, because what you can't have is
three drops.
You can't have that. You can't. Like, I get tough and fighting through and all that kind of stuff, but if your on the field performance is hindering us and hurting us,
really, Jesse, what are you saying? 4 weeks ago?
I know. I agreed with you. I agreed with you 4 weeks ago.
No, you didn't. No, not the original.
No, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I agree with you.
I apologize.
I said, you know what? I said, you know what? You're right.
Okay.
I said, I agree with you.
Okay. All right.
I know where you're going. You're going Jack Martin.
Yeah.
I know where you're going. I know exactly where you're going.
All right.
Yeah, if you're hurting
the team.
Save
him from himself. I remember that.
Yeah, if you're hurting the team and you can't go out there, and I know that a 70-cent CeeDee Lamb is probably better than a 100% Jalen Tolbert or Mingo or somebody else, but we're counting on you. Like, we're counting on you in a major way. And if you can't give us that at a high level, then, yeah, get healthy. For sure. Get healthy.
Jalen Tolbert, tell me, what is this guy? Who is he?
He's. All right,
is he getting better? I know you like him.
No, I'm like he's put him and Michael from Pittsburgh. They're on the same team now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jalen Tolbert from Alabama State. They're on the same team now. I'm out.
Why? Just because he's had opportunities?
You've had your chance, bro.
And not
like you've had your
up?
chance. You've had your chance.
So where would you put him on this team? Is he a solid number 3, or do you have him like lower than that? Like,
he's a rotational guy. Like he has some skills. He's a rotational guy. Again, they wanted him to be more. To be a more contributing factor in this offense, and he just hadn't shown up. Now I don't know if
why, man.
I don't know if part of that is. But even when Dak was here, he just wasn't. He wasn't taking those steps. Like you look for that third year jump. You look for that. Give me more. Like you know what I'm saying. Like this should be the time where you're like, dog. Hey, come to me. Let's go play. Let's go do all this stuff. And it just hasn't. It hasn't worked. And that's why you see them go out and get a guy. Like, make no mistake about it, and I get adding more talent to the whatchamacallit, but if Jalen Tolbert had stepped up how he was supposed to step up, we still have a 4th-round pick. They wouldn't have went and got Mingo. They went and got Mingo as a flyer to hopefully come in here and maybe be able to take those tangible things that they saw in film 2 years ago when he came out, and hopefully that spark could happen here because they weren't satisfied enough with what they had, that number 2 spot. And they know that Brandon Cooks will go somewhere this offseason. And now the cupboard looks like Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Cropper, and who am I missing? Whatever it is. And then Kevontae Turpin, Kevontae Turpin in the future. So like, let's go get another guy. Hopefully we can come in and get something out of him for the rest of this year and then heading into because Jalen Tolbert has not done enough to put him in the class of CeeDee's good, Tolbert's good. It's CeeDee and them. It's CeeDee, he's good.
And then they're all.
And then the rest of y'all, we got one pool stick. Crack. Who's gonna come out? Who's gonna come out alive?
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, we'll talk more Cowboys versus Bengals on Hanging with the Boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Go. Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
All right, let's talk a little. This might be a short conversation. Bengals defense, they can't tackle. They have very soft hands. And Trey Hendrickson leads the NFL with 11.5 sacks. about all I can say about their defense, right?
And he's in the last 3 games, he's only had a half sack. So he had 4 sacks against the Raiders. And the Ravens and the Chargers in Pittsburgh, he's had a half sack.
Let me just add this in before we get into the game. Joy Hoyt from DLS Cowboys as well. He just reported, because right now, if you don't know, Mike McCarthy's pressure is going on right now as we're speaking.
Are we even on the air, Chris? Are we being streamed?
So what?
Did we trump?
We trump.
We trumped the press conference?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jerry.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're more valuable than that dude from Pittsburgh. No, I'm playing. We thought, some had said, this is the part where I know Mike McCarthy gets a little bit ticked. And if y'all talking about Belichick coming in, he'd get super ticked because Steven and Jerry were hinting last week and early on this week talking about DeMarcus Lawrence maybe coming back and playing. Well, Michael from Pittsburgh said in his press conference that DeMarcus Lawrence's practice window won't be opened up today. So he's still technically on IR and his practice window won't be opened up today, which probably means you're not going to see DeMarcus Lawrence in action this Monday night.
Okay.
Thanks for seeing this year.
By the way, today is an extra day too. It's not a typical Wednesday.
Right, I got you,
Their practice today is an hour.
Right, because they have. But I mean, still the window.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, the window could be opened. You got 21 days. You know what I'm saying? Once that window opens up. So now it may change tomorrow. Football's fluid, but today, Mike McCarthy.
So you think he's in control?
Who?
Mike.
No, that's Jim Mauer's in control.
Oh, okay. I'm
Brown's
just trying to figure out who in control on this right here because I think Jim and them have a lot to say.
Thanks for the update. Keep checking the X and give us those updates.
Sure will.
And Mr. Fourth and Long now. Remember that. No. All good, bad, and ugly goes to him.
Here's an encouraging thing. The Bengals rank 28th in coverage, and they're tied for 16th, middle of the pack in interceptions with 7. None of their guys have more than 2. So you can score on them.
Yeah.
Now tomorrow, when that's the hope for the week. Tomorrow, when we talk about their
we'll have
offense,
a different conversation for you. I promise you.
Nate's going to have a whole segment to himself because this is his guy.
If you want to go into like a little bit of the defense from what you saw,
bruh. No, you go because if we can't, you said 28 points. If the Cowboys can score 28 points,
you have a chance.
We have a great chance, and if we score 35. We win this game, so this team can give it up. No, that ain't my stat of the week. I'm just trying to pull something out of Jesse.
No, like the Bengals in their victories this year, in their victories. Listen, I don't need anything pulled out of me to talk. I'll talk. In their victories this year, they average around 28 points a game. In their losses, they've averaged around 31 points. Okay, so they've actually scored more points in their losses than they have in their victories.
Run it up. Here's a good stat for you. Cowboys offensively. This maybe I'm stealing your thunder for Friday, but great stat by Kurt. The Cowboys are 3-0 when Rico has 19 or more runs and 85 or plus yards. Also, if he has 20 or more touches, they're 3-0. Do they need to give him the ball even more? Is that a direct correlation to like, hey, if you're not throwing the ball, you have a better chance to win?
Yeah, especially when Rico's running and he's averaging 4.5, 5 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a plus. That's a plus because what that does, one, it takes the danger of you having to pass the ball 55 times. Like, Cooper Rush shouldn't be anywhere near the 30, 35. Like, he shouldn't
What's good for him? 22 to 28?
He should be 22 to 24-ish.
Okay.
Like, on a good, you know what I'm saying, on one of these type days, like, here we go. Like, it shouldn't ever be anywhere near 55. I mean, hell, Dak shouldn't be near 55.
Yeah, he's got a bad record when he throws over, 35 or something?
But what that does for you, it eats up some of the clock. It keeps you ahead of the sticks. It establishes the line of scrimmage. You have less penalties that way because I'm going forward and not catching a guy or having a guy run past me. So I'm not reaching out as much in the holding penalties. It gives you a little bit of a physical advantage. When that running game gets going, now you have play action is even more effective for you. You have more throwing lanes. What also happens is now, if your running game is going well for you, guess who got to come on, creep down in that box? Come on, safety. Come on, safety. Come on, safety. Well, that lets me know if they're doing a single high safety, most of the time they're either going to be man-to-man outside or some sort of cover 3 zone, which means guys are going to be playing more off. There's more space for me to throw the ball from sideline to sideline. There's more opportunities down the middle of the field to my tight ends because that safety's getting out of there. That single high safety's getting out of there because he is the last line of defense. So there's a lot of things that can happen good for your team when you're able to run the football effectively. And I get it when the games get out of hand and now you're down 2 and 3 scores, you got to go and pass the ball because you're fighting against the clock. But when you have games where you're in it, when you're within 3 or 7 or 10, still run that football, man. Still try to establish that line of scrimmage. Give yourself a chance. And the way that Rico's been running lately, he's been your bell cow. And that's what you want to do. I want to put the ball in the hands of those guys who are going to get me positive yards and allow me to stay ahead of the sticks.
Nate, we've been a little hard on Schoonmaker on this show. Is he turned a corner? Is he still
as a pass catcher?
Nope.
Yes.
Nah.
As a pass catcher, yes. But as a blocker,
still needs some work.
Well, and he's saying no, even in the pass catcher.
So here's what ticked me off a little bit. Here's what ticked me off a little bit about Schoonmaker.
Okay.
Now I've been hard on Schoonmaker.
Don't say his name, Kurt.
I've been a little bit difficult on Schoonmaker, but I just referenced Joe Hoyt. Joe Hoyt did a story on Luke Schoonmaker, and it talked about over the last 2 or 3 games that he's been playing. He went from playing in some games and having no targets, and we heard Brian Schottenheimer come out and was asked about why he wasn't playing, and he was talking. He was in the doghouse. He was in the doghouse with coaches, Michael from Pittsburgh and Schottenheimer. And he talked about in the story that Joe Hoyt wrote on DLL's Cowboys. He talked about now, Brian Schottenheimer talks about now he's first one in the building, last one to leave. Now you see him being more professional and studying, and things are starting to. And I was like, wait
you have
a
a
second,
problem with the word now?
Yes. I have a problem with you now because Jake is hurt and you're actually you've been thrusted into this spot. Now you decide that you want to do these things. Now you want to go out there and put the extra work in when the bench didn't do it to you. Coaches, because I find it very hard to believe that Michael from Pittsburgh and Schottenheimer and Lunda Wells just let him go around like that. I'm sure they was like, dog, you're a second round pick. We want to play you, but we can't because you can't line up. We can't because you're whiffing blocks. We can't because you don't know your assignment and alignment football. And it's like, now you're doing it because you're playing a little bit more. That's fake to me. That ain't who you really are. Who you really were was the guy that they couldn't get on the field the last year and a half. So just because you playing now, and go read the article. These are quotes from Brian Schottenheimer. That part pissed me off. That ticked me off. Because don't start giving me effort now. That pine wasn't enough for you. Those splinters wasn't enough for you. Just the fact of the matter is you don't hear what people are saying about you. You don't, not even the Michigan thing, but you a second round pick and you ain't playing and they're pulling up guys over you and what? That didn't drive you to learn how to be a professional and want to study more and want to have those habits. That part to me. So, I get it. Yeah, he's had some opportunities these last couple games. Who does he become when Jake Ferguson comes back? Because I think Jake Ferguson will be back this week off of the concussion, right? He's missed 2 games, has 10 days between now and Monday night. Who do you turn into now? The guy that you were last year and a half when Jake was in front of you? Or like that? No.
What about the production on the field though? Is he as a receiver, is he doing anything different? Is he looking better? I know you're not happy with the off-field stuff, but
but the touchdown, okay, no one covered you. You ran straight.
Mm-hmm. So you're not seeing a okay.
I haven't seen anything, and this is not me being, stern on Schoonmaker. There hasn't been anything that makes me look at this and go, when Jake comes back, Jake gets his job back, and in the offseason, we probably should be looking around for another tight end.
All right.
Another playmaking tight end.
Like I said, from what I've seen, he's catching the ball much better. Seem like he's running routes, barring just the free release. But he ain't blocking well. And to me, I'm still an old school tight end guy. You know, you got to block. You got to help other guys because these same guys are helping you be able to catch these passes. And so when I see a tight end that don't block, you know, and he's not designated your pass-catching tight end, that kind of bothers me. But I didn't read the story, and I hate to see Jesse with a stern face.
Oh man, he's never pissed off on this show.
Well, because I will
didn't know the
always-
machine got pissed off.
I'm not a machine. Pissed off is an emotion. I'm showing you an emotion.
See? He came out yesterday and shared that he's human, and the next day he's pissed off.
No,
bring back the machine.
Anger is an emotion. Pissed off is an emotion.
Schoonmaker, you're a machine. Schoonmaker, you're a machine.
Kurt, don't you say his name.
I'm not a machine.
Nate, get some sleep tonight, Nate, because it is a big day for you tomorrow.
No.
We get to talk about Joe Burrow.
And don't wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
Don't wear sweatpants tomorrow talking about Joe Burrow. You gonna come in here excited. Don't wear sweatpants. Don't wear them great sweatpants.
You're going to have a whole segment to yourself.
I ain't gonna say nothing about my boy. I done told you already. 30 touchdowns, 5
We want to hear more.
interceptions.
We want to hear why you think he's so good. You've liked him for 2 years now.
Because I'm going to tell you today, he left Ohio State and went to LSU, had a mediocre first year, came back his second year and won a national championship, came to the NFL to one of the teams that I know won't help you when you are the elite type player. And what is the first year or the second year in a Super Bowl? Come on, man.
Think about this for a second.
With no offensive line.
Joe Burrow receivers were
Well, all pros.
Justin Jefferson on this side.
Right.
Jamar Chase
It's
on
on
this
that
side. I think even
And he had some rookies that was.
Didn't he have
Malik
Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the
Clyde
backfield?
Edwards-Helaire and Malik Neighbors might have been like
freshman?
a freshman.
Yeah.
Think about that for
He
a
had a
second.
squad.
That team was
And you
stupid.
throw it to Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm sure we can probably find some more first-round picks on that team.
yes.
And Malik Neighbors was somewhere
That's
around
just on
there.
offense.
Yeah, that's just on offense.
Yeah.
What does a great head coach do when he have great players? He wins. What does a great quarterback do when he have great players? He wins.
All right, we'll talk about the Bengals offense, Cowboys
You already
defense
heard
tomorrow.
Jesse bring it tomorrow. Bring it on my boy. I know you want that boy from Buffalo over my boy, but your boy from Buffalo ain't betting my boy.
I like Joe
All
Burrow.
right, well, that's going to be a fun conversation tomorrow. All right, fellas, see you tomorrow. Good show, Kurt. Don't touch my hands.
You're a machine, Schoonmaker.
Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Josh and Jazz, thanks for keeping him company in the back. We will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Hanging with the boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!